I think you always seem to know, Richard. I had a pause there, but you always seem to know when I'm facing some serious shit over here. You always seem to know.
It's because
and you just reach out to me.
Yes, because we a lot of people, I feel that with people that I have a close connection with, and you know that from me, and a lot of people could be kindred spirits in the sense, and you have a lot of friends. Everybody on your team has been through hell, I have to say, and everybody.
Oh, you don't even know, buddy. You don't even know. Oh my God. I do so many shows, man. I get in deep. I get in too deep, and then I turn into a monster. The shows get bigger, the stakes get bigger, everything gets more complicated. There's more stunts, there's new people, and at 56 years old, I've been just trying to keep up, and I'm not always nice about it. I found. Showtime is a bitch, I'll tell you. And we might end up dead, right? So Showtime's a bitch. And we could, at the end of the day, we could be dead from it. By our own hands, by our own means. It's like idiotic.
Well, what is it, Jay?
Somehow that, it's like teasing the demon. It's like taunting. It's like saying, Nana, Nana, right? Well, I hope I know when to, I have that feeling and know when to say no, to call it quits, to call it a day.
Yeah, I feel you will. I don't think, I think, I mean, just like that last big stunt that you did for America's Got Talent, and you guys took that bus. I mean, what was that like, just out of curiosity?
That was amazing. That was, you know what, that took years to put together, and to finally get it on with them. And with the producers of America's Got Talent, we dreamed up that stunt. Okay, so I had no clue, really how big of a stunt it was, and how complicated it was, and how much, it was going to, all the costs and all that. We barely pulled it off, and it was just by like divine intervention that we did.
Yeah, that in it. Yep. That in itself was angelic work that was done, because you had no idea where you're going to find somebody to build that jump for you, right?
The ramp was complicated, and standing the buses on ends was complicated because those are 50 feet tall, and they brought in these big cranes and dug a small hole in the ground and just set them there. And man, I could have never pulled it off. I don't know what I was thinking. I wouldn't have. I would never want to do that again. They had an amazing rigger on that NBC.
There's
one guy that really did the work.
What people don't understand is you had two buses. You had to stand up vertically, right on top of each other in a way, or
they were just standing like the Twin Towers, and. You can just Google Dr. Danger and America's Got Talent, and three of them will actually pop up. I had two different acts on America's Got Talent. One was Dr. Danger's Daredevil All-Stars. The other was Danger's Angels. I was in both of them. They both made the top 10-year highlights for America's Got Talent, for the top 10-year highlights show.
And that was a lot of hard work. That was, I mean, what was it when you guys got in that bus? I mean, what was that like to face death?
You know what? Well, you think, looking at the cameras in your face, but you're trying to think about what you're doing. Right. You realize that you got other people in the bus that their lives are in jeopardy. The way I learned every stunt was by screwing it up once or twice, and I've learned a lot of stuff. But that one we'd never done. It's this whole death thing. It just kind of keeps coming back around, because now I'm not the only one in the bus, or there's somebody with me, or I'm putting somebody else in my seat. And so the more I realize it's spooky. It's like death is right there. I'm putting other people's lives in jeopardy. That's just it's scary. It is. It's going in the fire and coming out every time is definitely something that I wouldn't want to not have to do.
Yes, but you know how to do it. I mean, you don't know what to expect, but you know how to prepare yourself for these things.
Yeah, you got to feel it. But see, if I wasn't feeling it, I still have to go to the start.
That's the whole key. You're very intuitive to all this stuff, and to skip now you had a friend named Ruth. Would you like to explain that story to the audience? I think about her death.
Oh yeah. Okay. So wow. Paranormal. That's right. Okay. So Ruth and Gabe, which are their names, their real names, lived in Wichita Falls, Texas, which I was there for a couple of months, right on the road while doing the stunts. That's where I found my TV show gig. We'd go over to this people's house, Ruth and David, and I would always sit in one place, in one certain spot in the room, in the rocking chair that was kind of away from looking at the bedroom door. This guy was like a violent guy who didn't see it really coming, but he called me one morning and he said, Ruth killed herself out at the cattle guard. She hung herself on the barbed wire out there. And that phone call, him calling to tell me that, I had just woke up from a dream and it was her. And in my dream, she's hovering in this doorway. And I look up in my dream and I think to myself, wow, there are such things as ghosts. And she was in the doorway and I'm looking at her, the doorway of the bedroom. I'm looking at her and so I go to his house. I go to his house. That was my dream. Okay, so I woke up and I went over to his house right away. And I sat down in a place that I didn't normally sit. It was the couch across from the bedroom door. And when I sat down, I looked at the doorway, which is the same one in my dream, and she's in there like saying, it happened here. He killed me in here. He killed me in this bedroom. And that was probably one of the spookiest things ever because I know without a doubt she came to me. I don't know why she chose me.
Okay, when you felt her, I have to ask, did you feel peaceful from her?
At a certain point, you could tell she was gone.
Okay.
But she didn't go for a while. She stuck around because she was like haunted by this guy murdering her, I guess. But the guy never got caught.
Oh man. Ooh, that's heavy.
Yeah, and the dream, it was so real.
Yeah, very much, yes. I believe that was a apparition of her spirit that came to you. I guess you guys must have been real close. She must have cared for you a lot as a friend.
You know what? She was, yes. I would say yes. She was very helpful. We were on the road, so it was kind of tough, and she'd go out and help us out a little bit. We just stopped in Wichita Falls to do a stunt, and the truck broke down, and we got stuck there to see that a guy had made a TV commercial using my footage from the racetrack. And so the truck broke down long enough for me to find that guy. I was stranded in Wichita Falls, Texas, because my truck figured I needed to stay there to meet that guy.
How did you get out then?
Well, I eventually did, but I eventually got the truck fixed. But when the truck broke down twice there, and once it caught on fire. Every time I tried to leave, it just broke down, saying, "Look, stop and look around. Stop and look around because you're missing something important."
So, do you think that was meant for you to be there then, in that sense?
I think if we get out of our own way, and manage things as they come, and allow there to be some gray area that we can wander off into, think there's treasures as well as mishaps.
Yes.
There's things that are to be found there. And I always knew that if I got on the road and went out and started doing the car stunt thing week to week, that I'd cross paths with my future. And I did. And here we are. But it's kind of like the beginning at the same time. Richard, our world is like, there's some spiritual shit going on to a high order right now. On all fronts, man. It's like anything could happen.
Yes, because you're very much of an open spirit, like I am, and you feel the spirits and you feel life. You're not afraid. You're not afraid. And when we're like that, things come to us.
I wish I was. I wish I was afraid. I mean, I am afraid. I am.
I mean, yeah, we are. We are afraid, but we do it. We do things. We act.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. For some kind of insane reason.
Now you have a couple more paranormal things. One is you found some money in ceiling tiles. What was that about?
So, okay, it's hard to explain, but so I'm in Minnesota, and I went out there to stay with this girl, and I was out there for 3 or 4 weeks, and it just wasn't, where I needed to be, and I needed to get back to California, but I didn't have any money. So I was helping her friend do a remodel of a house that was empty, and they were in there redoing it. So the guy says, go and put the fan in the bathroom, the ceiling fan. So I go in there, and there's a ceiling tiles, and they're those little light ones, you pop them up. So I pulled down the fan, I wired the new one in, I put it all back. I stepped down off the toilet where I was working from. As soon as I took my step off the toilet, I stopped. I turned around, and I looked right back up to where I had just been with the fan. And I stepped up on the toilet. I pushed up the ceiling tile. I put my hand into the darkness through the hole onto the tile next to it and picked up the envelope. One fluid motion, I stepped on the toilet, pushed up the thing, reached in, and grabbed the envelope with 8 $100 bills in it.
There was I think that was an angel that was around you. I think that was, and a good. What do you feel? Where did that money come from? Any idea?
It came from the universe. It comes from allowing yourself to be open, and you got, like I said, and my friend's been telling me this for 2 weeks now, and I get it. You got to get out of your own way. You got to get out of your own way.
Yeah.
Quit putting up your own roadblocks, and just tune into the universe, because it's an amazing, amazing time and history for all of us that are looking for what's next.
How would you suggest? How would you suggest for people to tune into that, to tune into God, to tune into the universe, to let go? What would you say to them on how to do it?
Well, it's really tough these days because there's so much coming at us. We've got television, we got a million channels, we got all this social media stuff. We got our face immersed in AI. Talk about some spooky shit. How about that?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So we are a collaborative civilization right now, teaching the artificial intelligence machine who we are, how we work, how to run us, and how to do without us. And that's all happening right now. So when we talk about other dimensions, there we go again, there's another one. We're partway in that dimension, and we're partway not. AI is going to be they're going to take over from us. We are going to become them. So talk about spooky and transitions, other dimensions. This is like we're in it. We're living in the most amazing period of time in history.
Yes, but we're always living in that other dimension.
Hey, so is there such a thing as time? Does time really exist?
No, not in the spiritual world. No, not yes.